I am a born-again Christian and a member of the PCA Church. Mostly I serve in PCA St. Andrews in Nairobi. And when I'm in the village, I go to PCA Ligio Church in Ligio Parish. Now, this debate on whether prayers work, I can tell you I pray a lot and prayers have always worked for me. But how come that most people who do prayer and fasting, their prayers do not work? I believe that prayers are very important to any human being. It doesn't matter whether you are Christian or Muslim, but that communication with your supreme being, because you may not be a Christian, but there's a supreme being, whichever name you call them. There's a spiritual being which brought you into existence. Now, the problem we have as Africans is that we have done so much prayer and so much praying, which has replaced head work. And you know, the Bible is very clear. Faith without action is dead. That means that if you pray and you don't work, you will never get whatever you want. And that's the reason why people who don't seem spiritual, people who hardly go to church, people who hardly fast, people who hardly, do anything in connection to prayer, they succeed. Because those people pray very briefly, they thank God, they give their request to God, and then they go to put work into their prayers. Consider that with somebody who is praying 24 hours a day but never goes to work. Even God, which answers will he respond to? Which prayer will he respond to? I give the relationship between God and us like that of a parent and the children. If your own child keeps reminding you, Daddy, I need this, Daddy, I need the other, Daddy, I need this, Mommy, I need toys, Mommy, I need fees, you will end up getting, mad at the baby because of having to remind you all the time, yet you can remember. But if your child tells you once and he goes to do some good work for you, even you as a parent, you respond fast to that person, you know. And I believe that's the same relationship that we have with God. Those people who pray a bit, if they even fasting, have no problem with it, and then they put action into their prayers, God bless them when they are working. Look at him, even all the disciples. Jesus had 12 disciples. All the disciples were working before they were called into ministry. Look at that when Jesus was in the storm, and then these disciples were worried. He told them, you can walk into the water, on top of water. But immediately he lost their faith. They started, the disciples started getting submerged into water. Why? Because yes, you can pray, but you need to put action into your prayer. That is why you find that maybe African countries, we pray so much, you have so many religions, but how come you're still poor? Because most people in Africa are not putting effort into their prayer. So I believe that as much as you pray, you need to put effort into your prayers. I'm not saying praying is bad. I'm not saying fasting is bad, but you need to put action. You need to put a lot of hard work. I believe God blesses hard work more than even prayer. That's why you can even whisper to God in a minute or a few seconds. God will answer your prayer. But if you keep praying, never going to work, always being in the church, God will never answer that prayer. So from today, let us start thinking of praying, yes, but working more so that our prayers can become a reality.